We're back! What is up, everybody? I'm Lexi.
I'm Taylor. Buckle up because it's time for the next shift. I can't believe this is actually... I know, this is like crazy. We've been talking about this for
Like 2 months.
Yeah, 2 months. Here we are. Taylor and I just not sitting on the couch one night.
Right? Well, actually, we went to this event.
Yeah, Sports Girls Club.
The Sports
Shout out.
Club was like doing some fun interviews and stuff with us, and they were like, you guys, like, you should start a podcast. Like, they loved our answers. They thought we were funny.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We're
Right there.
We're just talking about how like, we have so many good conversations
Yeah.
that we're like, these could benefit so many people, and they're not talked about. Like,
They're not talked about like like dealing with an injury. Like truly, yeah. People say like the little stuff, right?
Yeah.
But it's like when you actually dive into like how it truly affects
you.
that athlete,
people
it's
don't talk
helpful.
about it.
Yeah.
Not getting the playing time you want, but still having to grind. People don't talk
Yeah.
about it. Like controlling what you can and like how you're navigating. People don't talk about it. It's like there's so many hard things to being an athlete that I feel like all of our team is probably going through some sort of mental struggle right now. Sure, that's the reality, and it's just not talked about. So one, to just be like, okay, if you're listening and you're an athlete, like it is normal.
Yeah.
And two, like it helps us to like that.
Just get it out. Yeah.
Three, like educates people. Four, you get to know us, their personalities. So what we've kind of decided to do is the first half of the episode, we'll talk about something like hockey or just sports related in general, something maybe on like the mental side of things, could be an update of what's going on in our league, dealing with like injuries, training camp was we thought perfect for this week. And then the second half will be some kind of like funny stories
Yeah.
or things like about our life.
Yeah.
Um,
Outside of just being an athlete, like
because we're people too.
yeah.
And I think that's the biggest thing. It's like we're athletes, but there's so much more
More to us.
than just being an athlete.
Yeah.
So the name TNL Shift, obviously T for Taylor, L for Lexi, and shift, just shifting, one, shifting your mindset, two, shifting from life as an athlete to life as a normal human being.
After we leave the ring.
Yeah. And just like we thought it was perfect to talk about so many things that we go through every day and just like our daily life, fun things that happen.
Yeah.
Maybe we start with some background of a quick little.
Well, it's nuggets of our lives. Yeah, for sure.
Would you like to start?
Yeah, I can. Hopefully I don't miss anything. Okay, so started playing hockey when I was like 3, 4 in my backyard. My dad, yeah, classic. My dad would always build like a little ice rink in our backyard. I wanted to be my older brother. So followed in his footsteps, got out on the ice. I started off as a goalie. Plot twist.
So she's actually. So right, all the goalies out.
Oh, that's not new though. We knew I was weird. Okay, so started off as a goalie, played goalie for honestly like a really long time.
I
Yeah.
didn't know this.
Yeah.
I'm limiting things now. Too.
Yeah. Okay. So was a big goalie. Once I switched from goalie, I went to play defense. So I played defense for a few years.
Positions.
Yeah. So a goalie was playing boys hockey this whole time.
Okay.
Right? Because
Yeah.
whatever. So playing boys hockey, goalie, went to defense until honestly I think I was like 11. I played boys hockey maybe 12.
That's a long time.
Yeah. My dad wanted me to play boys hockey up until they started hitting,
Okay.
which
Even though.
would have helped me out a lot right now. No, but in the moment that was a very smart decision. So then when I switched to girls hockey, I went to forward. Which
Okay,
was
and were you a little Caesars girly, honey baked girly?
honey baked girly? Shout out to the Michigan peeps. Yeah, so I was a honey baked girly for my whole high school career.
Okay.
Committed to Lindenwood University, I think when I was a freshman in high school.
early.
We're so early. Yeah. So freshman year, went to Lindenwood. I was there for 3 years. I got injured while I was there. My junior year. Then so many things happened. Literally so many things happened. Transferred over to Quinnipiac, had an extra year of eligibility because of my injury. Could have had another one with COVID, but chose not to. And then had my 2 years there. After Quinnipiac, I went into the PHF, the Connecticut Whale. Yeah,
You can get into that.
yeah. Played for the Whale for 2 years, and then the PWHL was born, and now in Boston, going into the second year. And that is my hockey lights.
Hockey life, but I didn't even know a lot of that stuff. So we're all learning together here. I guess similar to Taylor, started skating when I was 3 to 4.
Yeah.
Fun fact, in Canada, we have these things called Smarties. They're different. Remember, like, your American Smarties?
I love Smarties.
Like,
Yes.
and I was obsessed with them when I was younger. And so the only way my dad could get me to skate was he'd go stand at each line
And give you a Smartie.
shut up. It's like a little birdie.
Wait, that is hilarious.
And if he didn't have Smarties, I would not. I was like, nope, not so.
Got so motivated by candy.
Motivated. They use Smarties. They're really good if you know, you know. So yeah, same thing. Had an older brother. Like, started playing soccer and gymnastics, and then would go to my brother's games and was like, I'm gonna play.
Yeah.
Parents were like, okay, she'll stop begging, we'll put her in. So put me in hockey, 3-4, started skating, played boys till I was like shorter than you did, till I was like 7.
Okay.
Then London. So I'm from St. Thomas, Ontario, small town just outside of London, Ontario. Ontario is a province, which is like a state. A lot of people don't know that, but
That's cute. Yeah, that's good actually.
so grew up there. London has had a really good girls program for a long time. So my parents, I remember going to their bedroom, they were like, sat me down, like a big seat, just talking. And they were like, so Lexi, like, we have a big question. Do you want to play mini sticks with like the boys still, or you want to play mini sticks with the girls, like when you're in tournaments? And I was like, I want to play with the girls.
Wait, that's actually cute.
Yeah, so switched to girls and played in London until I had some crazy things happen in high school. So played in London until grade 10. Got this thing called exceptional status, so I could play.
Wait, not a big deal.
Yeah, that big deal.
Okay.
So normally you play juniors in like grade 11, 12, but London, I don't know, I had to apply for this thing called exceptional status, so I could play juniors in grade 9. So I was like 14 playing with girls who were like 18.
Is juniors like AAA hockey? Like how how Honey Baked was like AAA. So like
the
that's
highest you could go. So like that's what you play before you go to university.
Okay.
So I was in, we just call it juniors.
Gotcha.
So yeah, you don't really play till grade 11, 12.
Okay.
I feel like
Exceptional status.
But then I decided to go to private school 2 hours away from home. So played hockey there and then played for Oakville my last 2 years. While this was all happening, touring schools, committed to QPAC. I literally think, yeah, literally.
Go Bobcats.
Shout out Bobcats. Yeah, I committed, I think, December of my sophomore year.
Yeah.
So grade 10 year.
Yeah.
But they were the first school to call me when I was in grade 8. And I was like, what do you mean at university?
Yeah, wait. College? What? Like literally. What? How do you know what you want to do?
In high school.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
I remember my parents being like, oh, like, this school's so good. Like, okay.
Yeah. Like what? Yeah. You're like, I can't even drive a car. You can't even drive yet.
I'm like, I just hit the T.
Yeah.
Like, was 13. What do you mean? Okay, anyways, converted to QPAC, finished my schooling in Oakville. Yeah, this time played under 18 Hockey Canada, went to Russia, pretty cool for
Well, that's sweet.
And then some under 22s in there, went to QPAC, 5 years there, met Taylor, my sophomore year, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I actually signed to the PHF as well. And then I had a mental breakdown when if she died, because I was like, I have no job.
Literally.
What am I going to do?
Yeah, it was like a really scary moment in our lives. Like truly. Like
I literally got
now
an analytics job. Yeah, I got into an analytics job.
wait, I didn't know that.
I was like,
Now what? It's literally like
yeah, I don't have anywhere to play.
yeah. Everything was so unknown. Yeah.
PWHL was born.
Yeah.
And I did not start with Boston. I got drafted to Ottawa and was traded on trade deadline day, as we know. I re-signed in Boston, and here
Haven't looked back since being
now they reconnected the duo, the twins.
Yes, twins, not cousins.
Not cousins, not sisters, twins.
Because twins are not sisters. It's training camp bleak, so it's training camp.
Which, perfect segue, because that's what we're going to talk about today. So now that you know us a little bit more, we thought what better way to kind of kick off TNL ship than to talk about training camp, which is one of the like hardest times as an athlete.
Mental battles, for sure.
Mental battles. Yeah. People think the life of an athlete is like all glamorous.
Easy breezy, lemon squeezy. Yeah, easy.
And it's not. So we're going to break it to you. It is not. It's grateful. We are
Grateful, yeah.
Grateful,
Yeah.
but it's anything but easy.
Yeah.
I think like being who we are, the life for Taylor and I is never been easy. We haven't been those type of people that things just come easy.
Yeah.
I feel like both of us are always like grinding. Yeah, and two of the hardest working people in the room, and we're not always rewarded for our hard work, which is really, it's hard. Like mentally, have we had some breakdowns already? I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
Did I have one today? Yes.
Are we smiling now? Yes, we are. Like we know we'll get through it, and I think the hardest thing we have these long car rides, and we're like, we should record podcasts in the car because all these ideas just keep falling.
Like nonstop talking, yeah.
The other day, we were talking about controlling the controllables, which as soon as
So easy to say, but oh my God, it's so hard to do. Yeah.
and it's like everyone's like, control what you can control, control what you can control. Tongue twister, whole.
Yeah.
And it's true, like you know that.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, really all you can control is like the work you
What
put
I'm doing out there.
Yeah, the work you put in, your attitude when you approach things, like what type of teammate are you being? But at the end of the day, we're competitors. And like obviously we want ice time, but we're in a team sport where we can't control what other players are doing. We can't control if the coaches put us on the ice or not. And like the reality is we could have the game of our lives and still not get the minutes that we want or we think we deserve.
Yeah.
And it's just learning how to navigate, controlling the controllables,
Literally
controlling your mindset.
shifting your mindset. Shift. That's literally the biggest thing is like, how do I switch from, like, how do I switch my mindset here? Like, how do I put myself back into this game? How do I not fall into this ditch and be so upset with myself? Or I made a little mistake here. Like, how do I get past that moment? Like, oh my God, that's so hard.
It's so hard. And I think that, and then also it's like you said, like stopping spiraling. Because when you're in a position we're in, it's like when you get the opportunity to perform, you want to play free.
Yeah. But you better perform.
It's like, that's your chance.
Yeah.
So we get 5-10 minutes of ice time. It's a few shifts. Like when we get those shifts, we got to be on it because that could be our one chance. And then there's other people. Like that's the reality. Like, we're friends. Taylor and I are best friends. We're friends with other girls on the team. But like, it's a business.
It is a business. Yeah.
This is our job.
Yeah, like the whole thing is I'm here to take your job. Like, I want to be in this position. I'm going to take your job. Like, that's the mindset that you have to come into. And I think that was the hardest thing, like coming into the PWHL, where it's just like, okay, everything, like this is real. Like we are with the best hockey players in the entire world. How do I get myself to this next level? How do I get to where I really see myself being? It's so hard.
I think that's what sometimes I forget. It's like we're amongst the top
players
in the world. And like I'll call my parents and I want to just vent.
Yeah.
And they start spitting facts at me. And Lexi, like be grateful for what you have. And think about it. And I'm like,
it's so annoying in the moment. Yeah.
I'm like, this isn't what I wanted from this
Or literally.
Then I like calm down.
An hour later, you're like, hey, sorry.
Yeah, like, hey, sorry, you were actually right. But yeah, it's like college women's hockey has grown so much.
Huge.
Even girls hockey younger, so much talent. Like we coach and we're like, oh my gosh,
like let's go. Literally.
Holy cow, the 13-year-old buzzing around.
Kids are doing the Michigan and everything. It's like, okay, sorry.
We're like, okay, I can't do that.
Literally. Yeah. You got it.
You got it, girl. Go get it.
Yeah.
And then you forget that we had never been in the position before this league where it was completely best on best every single day. So it's
Every single day.
top 2 players from all college teams now in one league. And even some of the top players aren't even in the league because there's only 6 teams right now. And like we're expanding next year, which is super exciting.
Yeah.
But like if you sit back, you think about it, it's like, okay, we're in this top position where, you know, maybe in the lineup we're not necessarily where we want to be and we're trying to work our way up. But it's like, okay, we're playing. We're on the roster.
I know, but it's again, like that's so hard to have that mindset in the moment. Because in college, like we obviously played in college together, we got the minutes that we had like throughout our entire lives. So like coming into this league where your role on a team has changed, again, like that's where you have to shift your mindset. Always gonna come back to that. Where it is just like, okay, what do I need to do to get myself to be better? What do, you know, just learning how to have safe. Yeah.
And even last year for me, like I was like, okay, you know what? Like I'm a rookie. Like I'm a rookie. I've never played pro.
True rookie. True.
Yeah, I know. Like literally, I think I was a third professional in the league. And I was baby. And, like the little girl, I'm playing some bro. I'm just play some.
Hot Darrell coming out.
This also you guys. I don't know if we should share it. It's not even. That's so cute.
Couldn't do that.
There's this big, old, not like grandma old, but like
just seasoned veterans. Seasoned, yeah.
Seasoned veterans. A great way to put it. Sorry if anybody's listening. I'm not referring to you as being old. Safe. That's your great way to put it. That's why last year, like obviously getting traded, and there was like things that went on in either organization. It's like mentally challenging, but I was like the expectations I had, I didn't have any because I was like, I didn't even think I was gonna get drafted. I was like coming off injuries. Like my 5th year, I was pretty much injured the whole time, so I didn't have any expectations.
Yeah.
And I did like pretty well for being a true rookie. And so then expectations, it's something that like, okay, you know, like I worked this hard the off season. I had a decent year last year, and you go to training camp and you're like expecting to be somewhere, but you can't. And I think maybe that's why training camp the last week, it's like hard because you're like, okay, I expected myself to be higher up the lineup. And it's like you can't because you never know who's coming in. You never know what the coaches are thinking. Like I wish I could read their mind.
For sure. But yeah, they have such a different process where it's like everybody fits in like a puzzle, right? Like everybody has their own role, but holy crap, is that so hard to sit back? Because obviously we're not in their heads. Like you just said, like we're not in their heads. We don't know what piece of the puzzle we are. Like, and that's so crazy.
It's not the thing. Like, they could have, like we could be amazing players on any team, but then we don't play well with A and B, but then C comes in and they fit better. So it's like, okay, they play for a second line where it's like, I think we talk about a lot, like we're the type of players that we have size, we're fast, we're physical, but we have good shots too. And sometimes it's like, where do we put them in the lineup? Like we can kind of fit everywhere, but then it's like, because it's a team sport, it's trying to find who plays well with who.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is like, it's not easy.
It's not easy.
It's not easy. There's something we're trying to get out of this.
It's not easy.
And I think physically, for me and you, I think like we put so much work in that physically it's not hard.
Yeah.
Like the physical part, I feel great about. I'm like, I feel strong.
Yeah,
I feel fast.
Yeah.
Mentally.
That has been the biggest thing the last year.
Yeah. Training camp and injuries. I think training camp is hard enough in itself, but training camp coming off an injury when you're battling the mental side of training camp.
Of literally just training camp in itself. Yeah.
You're battling coming back from an injury that was a pretty big injury.
Yeah.
And going in full speed into it. It's like your first physical contact first.
Yeah, which is like crazy. So background to injury, last season we were playing Minnesota at Minnesota, and this is like the end of April. I just took like a weird spill like right in front of the bench. Wait,
the bench? Me?
Yeah,
in front of me,
literally
the bench. Okay.
I literally like, I honestly wish I could say like I got hit. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I wish I could say, like, oh yeah, it was like this crazy hit. Yeah, no. Just trying to get myself back on side. Lost my edge or something. I haven't been able to rewatch the video, so this is me just like thinking about it.
She was going full speed, and if you know Taylor, she skates really fast.
Hey,
And
girl.
somebody on the far side had the puck. Taylor is
I was trying to get on side. Yeah,
right,
right?
and she's trying to keep herself on side. So this leg went to go stop herself, and all I see is Taylor's knee go one way and her body go the other.
Other way. Yeah, so it literally just like concaved, like,
And then Taylor,
I'm like yelling, right? Yeah.
before the yelling, Taylor looks up at me, which she doesn't remember.
I blacked out.
Looks up at me and goes, "Oh my God, was that me?" And I was like, "What's up, her? I don't know what you're talking about." And I was like, "What?" And then all of a sudden she goes, "Mommy." And I was like, "I don't know what to do."
Just, that's like so funny because I literally do not remember that at all. Like, all I remember is just like every emotion goes through your head, right? Like, it happens in a split second, but then
Yeah.
it's just like, oh my God, like, because I knew my knee was torn. I knew it. Like, I felt the pop, I heard it. And I was just like, everything just came out of me where it was just like so frustrating because I just started to get so comfortable with myself on the ice. I started to gain the confidence and everything. And then it's just like, that's so classic for that to happen in that moment.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah, so I wasn't thrilled about that. So then it's just like every emotion came out of me and I was just like screaming. I was just like, oh, like,
And if
obviously
you
it
were-
was loud.
If you were at the game, if you were watching on TV,
Yeah, like you heard it.
hear-
I know.
like there was
Yeah.
tweets after being like, "Oh my
The
gosh."
whole place was silent and I knew it was silent, but I was like so like pissed in the moment.
It was like
everything. Yeah.
anger,
Yeah.
sadness.
It literally was mostly anger because like, yes, it hurt. Like, obviously it hurt. But it was so much anger coming out of me where it was just like, why can't I just like get a second? Because in college, as you know, like also dealt with shoulder dislocations and all this stuff, had 2 surgeries in college. Like, why can't I just have a second to be a hockey player? Like, crap. My gosh, it's so frustrating.
We're at a point where, like, as we said, we're the type of players that it takes some time for us to work our way up the lineup. And you were at a point where, like,
I was finally doing it.
you had confidence, you were playing well,
Yeah.
and like because of like injuries and other things going on, like even just like we needed a change in lineup, like people were meshing, like, you know, that was your chance. That was your the opportunity that we literally wait for.
Was right there on my platter. I was
right there.
I was eating the opportunity. I literally had it.
Yeah, and you were doing like, and you were doing so well, which makes the situation.
Yeah. Harder. Made it so much harder. Like, that's why so much was pouring out of me in that moment. And like, as soon as I got taken off of the ice, I lost it. Like, that was my huge mental breakdown where I was just like, literally just saying, why me? Why me? And I'm sure you've gone through that too with your injuries. It's just like I said before, like, why can't I just have a second?
Why can't you catch a break?
Why can't I catch a break? Like, oh my gosh. So then,
Talk about a little bit how like the transition has been, like mentally, physically, now dealing with that. And like, I'm sure as anybody who's been injured, like I've had it too, like when you start to play again, you have that fear of
it's
like,
always in the back of your head.
is it gonna happen again?
Mm-hmm.
Is it strong enough?
Mm-hmm.
Like now, what does this mean for me in the lineup? But like, talk about like maybe some of the questions that go through your head.
Oh my God.
How you're navigating, because I
Yeah.
know it's not.
Yeah, no, I'm obviously still navigating. It's super hard. So, I mean, we had such a long off season, so I put in so much work, and was so confident. Right, I'm so happy with myself. Like,
Okay, we have this thing where like we both like to quick say sad, and when she's sad, I'm like, I'm sad.
I'm sweating. Okay. Anyways, so just feeling really good, really confident. I'm like, you know what? Because I moved here earlier.
Yeah.
So that I could like skate here, just because I didn't have like people to skate with at home. But finally get here, everything's good, and have a little hiccup, and we have a little bit of a re-tear. So now we're just going back through the process, which in that moment, everything, as soon as it happened, I was like, I knew it. I felt it again, and I was just like, again, why me? like literally I just worked my butt off for the last 5-6 months. Like, give me a second, please, to just feel good. Like, let me get out of this state of mind. But how I've like kind of navigated the process is like, the biggest thing for me is not everything is going to be in a straight line. Like, you're not always trending upwards. You're gonna have really bad days. And for me, they're always followed by really good days. And even now, like with training camp, it's like you said earlier, like this is the first time I'm like taking contact and like, holy crap, that's so hard to sit there and after 7 months knowing that I just re-hurt myself and I'm in this big brace. So having the mental block of I can't do things the way I was doing things last year when I was feeling my best.
And not having time to learn how to navigate, how to do those things, how to navigate it. Like this happened literally like 2-3 weeks before we're in the training camp.
Yeah. I feel like journaling has helped a bit. Just like talking to sports psychologists, like that's their job.
Like being able to get your thoughts and feelings out, I think is so important because like, yeah, we have our mental breakdowns, but like, I don't think I would be able to move past some situations mentally. I would like venting, getting all my feelings and emotions out, and that being like, okay, deep breath, like I got it all out, and then talk with someone who can help you to make steps to like work on that mental side. Or like journaling, same thing with me. It's like getting all the thoughts and feelings out, and then like journaling to help also like if you're with a sports site, they like
100%. Holy glitter homework. Like,
okay, so making sure you do that.
For sure. And then obviously just having a good support system, you know, just like having a teammate or two or anyone to just, if you're having like a hard time during a drill, to just be like, hey, I'm not feeling my best right now. And I know we've had these talks all the time where it's just like, Lexi, I'm in pain right now. And then it's just like, you know how to like snap me out of it, where it's just like, okay, you're in pain. Like, let's just go. Like, you know what I mean? It's just kind of like, what's going to happen? The pain's not just going to go away right now. So just go.
But I think that's super important, having like people you could talk to, people you could vent to that will just like, sometimes all you need is people like to just listen.
Literally.
Having someone that you can like either have a laugh with in a drill or being like, okay, it's just hockey. Like, it's just this.
Yeah. That's such a big thing. Oh my God, that's such a good point, where it's just like, this is literally just the sport. I've been playing this sport for literally over 20 years, which is kind of crazy to say. Over 20 years. Like, take a deep breath. I know how to play this game, and you don't just forget it overnight.
No.
Yeah.
And it does add more stress now. Obviously, it's like, it's our job.
Yeah.
And it's
For
like
sure.
college. You could have a bad game, but like we're on scholarship. Like, you're not really getting high. Yeah. There's places to transfer humans like there's 6 teams.
Yeah.
This is your job. If you get cut, where are you going?
Literally.
How do you do it?
Because there's no room on any roster, too. Obviously, there's so many great women's hockey players everywhere. And again, like, this is the whole world we're talking about. Like,
150 in the world.
the whole world. Yeah.
But it goes back to like control.
But you're getting control. Yeah.
It's like trying to focus on the positive things, and like in those hard moments, even if it's one shift a game, when I get that shift, even if I've been sitting for 15 minutes,
Busting my butt.
that is going to be the best shift the coaches, people in the stands, anyone, myself, I have ever played. And it's working to get to that mindset. And there's games and there's days, like for me today, I had a good day, like mentally focus on myself. I was like, Taylor and I have this little thing where we write a little saying on our finger.
I just wiped my heart a little bit.
And it's just something to like, one, make me laugh. But two, more importantly, like I look at that and I'm like, it's go time.
Yeah. Like you center yourself. Like it's just like, my game time.
Yeah, I take off my glove to get a drink of water and I'm like, I see it on my...
Yeah, I'm like, what's this black smudge?
And then I'm like,
yeah, let's go. Yeah, literally.
Take the pickleball. Recap, training camp, hard. Physically, fitness test, like 1-2 days, we got to do it. You get 30.
Yeah, you've done this your whole life, yeah.
Mentally, it is a marathon, not just through training camp. Like we have like had these conversations where we're like, every day we go to the rink, it's going to be hard for us.
Yeah.
How do we, like, you don't want to dread going to the rink. You
For
want
sure.
be able to have fun. And I know like for you and I, our teammates would probably describe us as like energy givers in the team. Like we're smiling, we're laughing, we're dancing, we're singing the way through. And like that's what brings some fun in for us. But like on the ice, it's hard because like you're fighting for a spot, you're fighting for playing time.
Yeah, again, you're trying to take someone's job. Like, that's the way you have to look at it. Yeah.
And that's the reality. But like, not to say we aren't blessed and we aren't grateful to have this and like to have this so you could be able to play. But yeah, I think we normally, obviously it's the first episode, so we haven't released like ways for you guys to message us, but we're gonna do Q&As for, basically we'll break it up into 2 segments. So first segment we just finished, like hockey talk, mental talk. Any questions you guys have, we would answer now.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna dive into some personal fun stories. And obviously you can ask us questions.
Yeah, that literally anything.
Hey, what the slippers? Maybe.
Yeah, they were kind of bugging me, and I wanted to do this.
Because now we're getting into the juicy stuff.
Yeah, this will be fun.
Okay.
I wish I had like popcorn or something. If you don't have popcorn, go grab some because
What story are we talking
whatever you're interested in telling. Whatever part of your life you would like to dive into, I'm in.
about? Dating lives. So all of you
Dun dun dun.
all of you out there that are curious, Taylor is in a long-term, back up. We are opposite. Like we are
So opposite.
in
Yes.
so many ways.
Yeah.
Like our personalities, we are the same height, the same weight, same clothing size.
But, like
You were
so many ways, literally.
very similar.
Yeah.
Our dating lives could not be.
Or opposite.
That's it.
Yeah.
We got romaine lettuce.
Shout out Roman. Oh, Roman.
Is his name. Romaine. That is Taylor's. You can talk about. I don't have to talk about romaine. You talk about.
You were doing so well though. What do I say? Yeah, his name's Roman. Great guy. He also plays hockey. He is in the AHL right now, playing for the San Diego Gulls. So Goals. He's like living my dream over there though, like palm trees, ocean.
He the warm weather.
He hates like he doesn't hate palm trees, but like he hates like when yeah, like pretty much like he doesn't like to go in the sun.
Roman, first of all,
Right?
watching this, and if you're still watching at this point, there's something where
There's something wrong.
you don't.
But like he like well in the summers, right? Because that's the time that we really get together.
rays.
He doesn't like to go in the sun. Like
Wait,
he makes sure that there's shade, and I'm like Roman. Like
you've been dating for how long?
4.5 years. Long distance for literally the entire time.
Which is crazy. I also like to date people not in my area.
Sure do. No, but long distance is so hard. But the thing that like brings me back and like we are like working for each other right now, almost if that makes sense. Like we're working like for our future and he's living his dream and I'm living my dream, which I think is so cool.
Relate and talk about things and help each other.
Yeah, and sometimes we bash heads on that though.
Yes, but I also feel like you and I are very like, and
Yeah, he's so calm. So calm.
he's like the most calming presence. He's like, God,
Yeah. What's up? Like chill. Literally. He's very fun though. Like he's not like bland.
sorry, mom, made me love you.
No, but yeah, long distance is hard. But yeah, the biggest thing is just like I'm living my dream out of being a professional hockey player, and he's living his dream of being a professional hockey player. Like how cool.
It's so
How
and
cool.
giving time to like still talk to each
Yeah,
other every day.
FaceTime is
every
huge.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like,
The time change doesn't help with California to Boston,
but like, you may work this hard, and would be nicer if he was
closer, but yeah, that's like
that.
our schedules are both like so crazy where it's like even if we were close, it'd almost be worse because it's like
You can't really
I
see
can't
each other
even
much
see you anyways. Yeah, but yeah, we're great supporters of each other. It's fun. It's actually fun.
We have group FaceTime.
Yeah, great FaceTimes all the time.
So I feel like I'm in for your relationship. I wish, actually. Okay, so hi, Davey Mark.
I'm like I'm not even gonna bring anything up because I don't know what you want to.
Do I talk about the email? Do I talk about the Okay.
If I'm being so honest, like I would love to talk about the trip because I think this was crazy. We don't have to share any names or anything. This could be anyone. Don't say where, what. area you went to.
I think
Oh
my
my
first
god.
combo, but I also see this how this has worked out for you, so I still have faith. I love athletes. A specific kind of athlete I'm not gonna name
Yeah.
on this podcast. If you know me well,
If you know.
But I love athletes. I love to date outside my area code. Don't know why. Like if I had somebody
Far
close here-
far from the area code, if I might add in.
I'm just at this point where I don't want to like text somebody for 4 months and never meet them and it go nowhere. So I decided
Yes. I do get that. I get that. What you're saying.
so I get this DM. Okay, I get this DM and I don't remember really what it said. But it was intriguing. So I'm like, okay, so we respond to this DM.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, okay, ask me for my number real quick. I'm like, this is green flag.
Yeah.
Quickly turned into,
Well, at least you didn't ask for your Snapchat.
that would have been a red flag.
Yeah, red
Real
flag.
So I'm just kinda-
Delete.
ask me for my number, whatever. We're texting. So we hop on this FaceTime. And we're on FaceTime.
Right, this is so funny to me.
But you know what's coming. We're on this FaceTime for like literally 4 hours, okay?
And I'm just gonna add in little details. The FaceTime started at like 9 p.m.
yeah.
because we were watching a movie and like we kind of go our separate ways once it hits a certain time. And that was the certain time around 9-ish.
39. So this guy's texting me. He's asking me all these questions. And I'm like, normally I wait for them to call me. And I was like, I'm going in the driver's
Yeah.
seat. Like, I was like, air FaceTime. Okay, he doesn't answer. I'm like, all right, search we're ready for bye. I get a call back. Great. He's with his friend, which this friend I really got to know very well.
Very well.
Oh.
I wonder if I hit that note. I guess we'll see. So very well.
Nervous now. Okay, so I need to go. So he's on FaceTime. We are chatting for like 4 hours. I ended up booking a flight
Like you're not stupid.
at hour 4. So we're on FaceTime. We are.
And if you are keeping track of timestamps here, hour 4 was like 1 a.m.
Yeah. So we're still on FaceTime, and he says, "Oh, I was gonna give timelines, but we're not giving timelines." Okay, but basically, like, I knew that like once season started, things were gonna get busy. So this was like well before season.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, now's the time to see someone. Now's the time. Like, we'll see how this goes.
Yeah. Which is so true. Like what other time do we have? None.
So he hits me with like, "When can you come see me?" And I like to be flown out because I think there's expectations when guys are like, "Let me fly you out," and I'm like, "No,
Yeah.
no, big girl, got my own money, our card. If I want to see you, I can buy my own flight." So this guy goes, "Okay, so like, when can you come see me?" Because he's a little tied up with some season things.
Yeah.
I'm not.
You're right.
So he goes, "Will you come tomorrow?" I'm like, "Tomorrow is in Monday." He's like, "No, tomorrow's in today, as in Sunday."
Because it was 1 a.m. Like, can we just get that through our heads here? And then what?
And then I go,
Yeah.
let me look at flights. So look at flights. There's a flight for like decent price for 10 a.m. It is still 1 a.m. Actually, it's like probably 1:30 now, almost 2. And I'm like, all right, book the flight. Proceeded to text Taylor, and I go, "Hi Taylor, I know you're sleeping, but I booked the flight for 10 a.m. I need you to come help me pack." She's sleeping, okay? She can't help me. So I get off this. I might say to this guy, I'm like, "Okay, I need to get off."
I
Like,
just,
what
like,
do I bring
This
First-
story baffles me every time. Like,
I'm still baffled. Like the events that become after. Yeah, but I'm like, okay. So what do I bring? And he's like, "Bring some nice fits for a date." Like,
yeah.
Cass like being like sweet.
Yeah.
So sweet. He's like, like, I'm gone for a few hours a day, pack this little block. And I'm like, okay, I'll come out walk. 2:30. I go, okay, I need to go to sleep because
Yeah. And also, we're not close to the airport. Yeah.
I have to be at the airport at 8, and I'm like, I need to work out before I go. So your girl goes to bed at 3 a.m. Sets alarm for 5:15. Wakes up, crushes 45 minutes on the stair climber.
This actually makes me want to vomit right now. Like,
It makes me want to vomit too because of what happened.
yeah. Once stay tuned, stay going, stay with us here.
So the lead up is worth it. So I go in the closet after my workout, and I forgot that at like 2:30 in the morning, I just threw all this stuff. And if you know me, I have a lot of clothes, probably too much. So I go into my room and there's this pile of clothes. And I'm like, what did I bring? All of it, boom, in the suitcase. Okay, like kind of
Naturally.
planned out, was like, yeah, some workout outfits, naturally zipped up the suitcase. Get to the airport for 8 o'clock. I'm like, all right. He like FaceTimes me in the morning, sends me a nice text. I get to
Like, we're feeling confident here. Also, I'm super worried because I watch like murder documentaries, thriller movies, like everything. Yeah. Read all these like murder thriller books. And the only thing that's going through my head is flying somewhere.
that is not close.
That's not close.
But Taylor had my location. So if I
Which doesn't matter if you get murdered because
thought it was
will I know where your phone is at? Sure. Will I know if you're alive? Absolutely not. So I wake up in the morning to this text because also, yes, she left super early. You also added, you're like, hey, on my way to the airport, like, ha ha ha. I'm like, dude, what just happened?
where are you? What are you doing? Where are you going?
So then we created some code words.
We did Roxy.
Roxy.
Roxy is my car. I don't know if we should tell the Rock. Oh, we just told her. We could make new code words. So basically, the plan was that if I posted something or you texted me saying like for example, say what you did.
So Lexi you posted on Instagram or something.
Yeah, because I had to still post. While I
Yeah,
was there.
yeah, just keep all the options open. You
Okay, I mean,
just to make sure we didn't lose anything there.
schedule, but yeah, okay. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
keep it on here.
Anyways, so I commented on the photo just about we made like a little code word for this little dog that I was watching.
That is called Roxy.
Yeah.
It is actually my car's name.
So I was watching this dog, Roxy. So I commented on her photo and we texted about this before and it was just like, if I say anything about the dog, you either reply like, oh my God, that's so good.
Yeah.
If you are in a good situation.
Or Roxy's bad as dog. Roxy be bad.
Yeah. So I commented on the photo and I'm like, I don't even remember fully what I said. It was just like,
Took Roxy for a walk.
yeah, and you said that's so good. And I was like, oh my God, she's having a good time.
At this point, like, I'm not really on my phone much.
Yeah.
But just kind of getting juicy, spat with the juicy details. So I shut to the airport, and as my life goes, my suitcase is nowhere to be found. It's been an hour. He's been there, waiting. And he asked me, like, what carousel I'm at. I tell him, whatever. He comes in and being all cutesy. Then over the airport thing, it says, like, if somebody parked in this type of car at pole 7, you're about to be towed. It was indeed his car. He runs out. My suitcase ended up being, like, in a back room somewhere.
Perfect, why not?
I don't know, because of course that would happen. Get my suitcase. I get into the car. He gives me this, like, bouquet of roses. And I was like, I found my husband, which I've been searching for. And sorry to ruin the story, but he is not my husband.
Plot twist.
Plot twist. I spent 5 days there.
Which is also so crazy. Oh my God, okay. Back to you. This whole thing. Your jaw, everybody's jaws are probably on the floor.
So, best 5 days ever. Like, we went on so many dates.
Yeah.
Literally, like, 8 dates. I met his friends, his best friend, his barber. Like, which is a huge deal. Anyways, so I'm, like, going to all these restaurants, all this stuff with him. We're, like, scooting around town. We go to the market.
Cute photos, cute videos you guys are making
He
together.
He wants to take pictures with me. On day 1, he was like, oh my gosh, like, let's make this TikTok. And it was the TikTok where it's like they spin you and spin you around. Let me preface by saying, I am a big girl. I am 5'10" and not light, like solid muscle. And this guy literally was like, I can flip you around like you ain't nothing. Yeah, full on. Okay?
So then you also were like,
When I was like,
that's my husband.
that's a big dog. That is big.
That's a big dog.
Oh gosh. So yeah, I'm like, this is only day 1 and I got roses. I got someone flipping me around. Like, we went to the grocery store and he was like holding my pinky the whole time because he wouldn't let go of my hand. Taylor literally says to me after I finally FaceTime her on like day 3, so you gotta catch up. She was like, "Oh my gosh, like, are you gonna come home like with the boy?"
Why up? Yeah.
And I was like, honestly, like,
Yeah.
if he asked me to, I would say yeah, which would be crazy because that's boo, but like,
Yeah, but you know, yeah, like things happen quick.
but things happen for a reason. So, anyways, best 5 days ever. If I could take some things back, did do a little too many wifey things, I would say. He has this dog. Dog now loves me more than him. The dog would not listen to him and listen to me. If we were walking this dog off leash, he'd be like, "Come." Dog would not come. I said, "Come here." He'd come, put him on leash. I'm like, boom. Okay, dog loved me. Dog also like peed in the house, and he got mad for dog, and the dog was like scared and hid behind me. And I was like, cute, okay, cute. I also I love. Okay, the thing is,
You are a great cook, though.
I'm a great cook, and I like to cook. So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay.
Let me make your favorite meal. And did she spend 6 hours on making said meal?
Yeah, we can't drop the meal.
Yeah.
So
Either way, who cares?
5 days end. He has early morning practice at like 2 long days. So I was like, you know what? My flight back is at 6 a.m. I'm just gonna book an Uber, and I literally gonna leave at 3. So like, don't worry about it. He asked me like 6 times, "Are you sure you want me to drive you?" I'm like, we're good.
A big girl. I could do my own thing.
Strong, independent woman. Strong, independent woman. Whoa, period. So I get to the airport, sent him a message, and my message like wasn't that extra. My message
No, it was just like
so
cute,
much,
like,
had a great
thanks.
time, like whatever. Quick, short. Phone goes on airplane mode. Take off. I land. I get this like
Cute text.
it's like this big, okay? Very cute text being like, "I had the best time ever with you the whole time. Like, please get home safe." Like, I was like, I know a lot about like supplements and stuff. So like we were chatting about stuff. And, like I put him on just on weekdays. He's like, "Thank you for like putting me on to all this stuff. Whatever. I said it's scary. I'm like, as
You're like, wait, this is good.
do.
Yeah.
Because basically if you're starting to see someone, your friends are in the
So I also was in this situation.
we lived this with me.
Yeah.
So
Couldn't sleep at night some nights.
So Taylor's like, "No, like this is so good."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Okay."
Great. Yeah.
So whatever, I answer the message with something like short. Then he proceeds to text me midday, being like, "How was your workout? You knew I came back and worked out, whatever." We are mid-conversation. It's going great. It is going great.
We can laugh about this now.
We kind of laugh about this. So going great. Exchanges back and forth. I ask him a question. Phone goes on do not disturb. That's the end. My turn.
And we literally, because we are in this together, have not heard from this man still. It's been a long time.
It's been
like just full ghost mode.
And in my 24 years and 4 months of being alive, I have never.
Well, the first few years of your life probably don't fully count.
Everybody has one of those like people you're kind of talking to, but like you never hang out with them, and then like you stop talking. Whatever. But like never have I spent a week with someone.
What an amazing time. Yeah.
The best time that I'm like, I cannot make this shit up. Like he has videos and photos of me. Like his friends were like, "You guys seem like you've been dating for like years," and you just go like, and okay. Also, I keep remembering all these. There's so many details I'm leaving out, but we're giving you the main things here. So, while I was there, so many times that we talked about like deep things that like, okay, you probably know about me and like a few others.
For sure.
A lot of people don't know. And he told me all these things about his childhood. And he was like, "My best friend that you literally met doesn't even know this."
Yeah.
And so many times he was like, "I have never like connected this easy with someone and like open up this quick or anything." He's like, "This is like really crazy."
Yeah.
And we so many times both of us were like, it feels like I've known you for years. Like you meet those people that you just like click with, which is why I'm like, okay. So this happens, and
Radio silent.
radio silence. We're not gonna share all the after details. I did try to like, okay, I tried to follow up because
Obviously, is he okay? Like, what's happening?
people see me on the outside, like you just meet me and they're like, okay, this girl is like a little tough soldier, like sometimes I have RPF. But I am like really mushy and the biggest softie on its side, and like I genuinely care about people. I also catch feelings too quick. It's a problem to find. No, yeah, that's just like, did something happen? Because we were mid conversation and him like asking me about my day, asking me a question, and then all of a sudden he doesn't respond. So I'm like, is he in a ditch?
Yeah, wait, what happened? Yeah, because everything was so good.
So
And we're still unsure.
tried to call him, didn't answer, have not heard. So
She's back on the market.
honestly, I'd say I have like one good prospect right now.
Yeah.
I have a hard time with actually having a roster because I catch feelings too easy and like future plan in my head, which we're working
Yeah,
on.
but like also that's okay. Like you don't have to have a roster. You know, you can focus on your one person, see how that works out, and then
Yeah, we have one person right now that I had not fallen asleep.
yeah, we are.
He's not an American with some. But yeah, all right. So
Make sure you send us questions.
yeah, you guys have homework. Our homework is what we are talking about next week, which comes really easy because
It's just our life.
it's just our life.
Yeah.
And we'd love to answer any questions you guys have or anything like you want to hear us talk about.
Literally anything too. Like
Let us know.
nothing's off limits. Maybe. First episode TNL shipped, baby.
We didn't even click that.